Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ebel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and join me today for this weight loss update, looking back at January 2023 and then also looking forward into this year and some of my health and fitness and weight loss goals for 2023. So after months of just maintaining my weight, which I was so happy to do throughout the whole holiday season, I think that's a big success, but I am happy to finally be back on track. Even though I only lost 1 pound in the month of January, it's getting back on track. It's getting back into those healthy habits. And for me, the number one thing that keeps me on track is meal prep. So in the month of January, I made it a point. I think I meal prepped every weekend in the month of January. If I didn't do a full-blown meal prep with, 3, 4, 5 different kind of options, I at least had something. I at least had like a cheesy hash brown casserole and some broccoli. I at least knew I had an option here at home. And then looking back at the number of meals I had away from my house in the month of January, I'm gonna say it was less than 5. I really did not do much socially in January. It was my sister's birthday, so we did have a couple meals out for that. But besides that, I didn't really do much. So I was here at home, eating at home, meal prepping at home, and I know that that is like a big part of what helps me have that routine and have that consistency. The other thing is that I really love cooking. I really do. I really love when I can create something. I said it in one of my meal preps recently where I took a bite of something and I'm like, OMG, I can't believe I made that. I love having that feeling. I love knowing I have delicious food at home. There was a time last week when I was out running a couple errands and getting hungry, and nothing that I was seeing was even tempting me. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get home and have some of that chickpea salad sandwich mix. I was excited for my own food at home rather than even being tempted to grab something while I was out in town. I already have a few of my recipes that I know freeze really well, so that's something else I want to work on in some of my meal preps in the future, is letting myself make some bigger batches like I know I did recently with my quinoa taco mix, and now I have a couple containers of that in my freezer, but making extra of those things that I know are freezable, and then instead of portioning them into big packages of quinoa taco mix like I have now, actually having some frozen meals so that if I did need to grab something on the go, it would be this is a quinoa taco dinner with quinoa taco in one portion of the meal prep container and something else in the other. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about this. But I know if I had my own pre-portioned frozen meals like that, it's even easier if I haven't done a full meal prep, or if I've only maybe prepped part of something. I don't know. That's just a thought I'm having of another way I can help myself have more food prepped at home without having a bunch of waste, without spending a bunch of money. So I feel like my food plan is good. What I need help with is my hydration game. I know I need to drink more water. And I found it was so much easier when I lived in Michigan and I had that big blue jug with the dispenser. It made it so easy. I drank a lot of water, which is weird because I live in the desert now and I should be drinking more water here. So I have a solution to that problem. It should be the video that you see after this video. I'm getting a water dispenser. I have a water dispenser. I'm gonna get it set up and I am going to commit to really stepping up my water drinking game this year. I know that what helps me is a little bit of flavoring in the water, just simple lemon. But I love fresh mint sprigs in the water with some lemon or maybe some cucumber or some basil, strawberry and basil and lemon I think go really well together. So that is going to be an upcoming project today or tomorrow, is getting that water cooler set up, making some good flavored waters and some iced teas, and improving my hydration game. That's about to happen. So as I've talked about in a lot of other videos on this couple years that I've been losing weight with Dr. McDougall, mental health is the most important part of it. If my mental health is not good, if I'm not feeling good about myself and my life, everything suffers, and it's really hard to take care of yourself and be in those healthy habits. It's not just hard to take care of yourself, it's like hard to care for yourself. It's that feeling of like, I just don't care. And I know, I know what helps my mental health, and I know what hurts my mental health. I don't want to go super deep on this here because I'm really still working through a couple things right now, but I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so good about my life and my decisions and just what I want for my future. I know deep down, like I know what's best for me. We all do. I mean, that's such a big part of meditation and yoga is like, you know, be still and know. It's like when we quiet down the outside noise and like listen to what will actually serve us best, I think we can all find those answers within. But it's taking the time to be quiet and to shut out the outside noise. We let other people's opinions affect us way too much. At least I know I do. It's been a couple years since I posted a video about weight loss and mental health, so I definitely want to sit down and go a little bit deeper on this topic in a different video. And finally, just to touch on a few fitness goals real quick, I am not a big fitness person, which I am a yoga teacher, but yoga isn't fitness. I mean, in the USA, we have made it about fitness, but like truly, yoga is a spiritual practice. And there's a physical aspect to it, but we have taken the yoga poses and just made them the most important thing. And we've lost a lot of that spiritual connection of yoga, the meditation and the breath work. And that's what I teach in my yoga classes. I mean, we do physical poses too. We build strength and, you know, things like that. But the focus is the breath. And the focus is leaving class in a relaxed state. I look at yoga as a way to access our nervous system. We all live up here in this fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system state all the time. We are like always living on edge and stressed out. I want to bring people back down, get you to feel relaxed in that rest and digest parasympathetic nervous state, which is where our body heals itself. It's like, to me, it's no wonder that we have all of these like chronic conditions where I think stress is a big root cause of many of them, and they don't go away and we can't treat them. And we're like, what is this? What's going on? And it's like, it's stress. I totally believe it's stress. We know stress kills. We know that we can stress our bodies out to the point that it like causes heart attacks and things. It's just mind-boggling that we just keep pushing this like hustle culture that just like brings more stress. We need the opposite. We totally need the opposite. So the whole point of this rant was that my fitness goals are not involving cardio or running or even like the nature hikes I do. I'm like not rock climbing up walls. I'm like getting out and enjoying nature and breathing fresh air and maybe having a small physical challenge navigating through the landscape of the desert. But I am not trying to push my body to its limits to get this cardio burst and this like heart rate up. It's like, and that's not to say anything negatively to anyone that is, you know, super into cardio or anything. I mean, one of my brothers is a bodybuilder. Like, I go to his bodybuilding shows. I love it. My fitness goal is just to get more fit and more toned. I have really not had any sort of focus on exercise these last couple years, doing my nature walks and my yoga, and that's all I'm going to continue to do. I'm like not going to become a gym rat by any means, but I do want to put some more focus on fitness, toning up. Like, I've been on my yoga mat, I think every day in the last week. But just doing things that I like, that make me feel good, that make me feel strong. I like to feel strong. I love it when I can hold a plank or do a handstand or things like that. Like, I want to get back to be able to do my handstands. One of my friends posted a video last summer of her walking on her hands, and it just like brought out the little gymnast in me too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to walk on my hands again. So I better wrap this up, but my main goal for 2023 is to get off this weight loss journey. Like, I am ready to like lose these last 10 or 15 or however many pounds it might be until I see the fit, healthy, strong body that I want to see. You know, it's like, I don't have a goal weight in mind. I don't know. I just know the way I want to look. I know the way I want to feel. I know that I want to feel strong and healthy. So, but I have just decided that this is the year. I turn 40 in less than 3 months. I am ready to get to a place in my life where I feel like I can live. I feel like I have been on this self-improvement journey for too long. Like, I just want to live. I just want to get to that place where I'm happy with myself and my body and my life and just live and stop thinking that there's something that I need to improve, to just be content. And I feel like I'm so close to being there. I really do. I'm very content. I'm very happy 90% of the time. But I get frustrated with weight loss, and I've talked about that, you know, a couple years ago too, of like when I was on this cycle of like losing a pound a month. I'm like, it's gonna take me a decade to get to my goal weight or whatever it was. But so yeah, I am happy, but I am ready to just live. So that will wrap up this weight loss update from January 2023. It feels great to be back on track. It feels like this is gonna be a great year. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. I will be back at the end of next month for another weight loss update. Be well. Come here. Come sit by me. You know when I turn the lights on. You're so cute. Why are you chirping at me? Well, come sit over here. There's plenty of room. Come here. You want to be on camera so bad. There you go. There you go. Sit. Sit, lie down. Sit, lie down. Sit. Sit, lie down. Run away. Good girl. Hey, how's it going? And join me today for this weight loss update. I lost my breath. And join me today for... Now it turns off. Now it turns off. I'm getting really hot. One more time. Final take. Because I'm not redoing my hair again. This year, whatever, is to get one other thought about food. On the food portion of my health, and I feel like I'm pretty good as far as the food. I don't have any, I feel like I'm doing pretty good on, I feel like I'm finally, a few fitness goals for, so I will, basically it's confusing to me. And I'm not trying to speak, the simple point, so my fitness goals and strategies, poses that are, just be able to share. What was the last thing I said? So that will wrap up this. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for my weight loss update next month.